whether it's a linear or exponential first. If it's not either one of those, what automatically is it?
Quadratic.
A quadratic. Watch. First of all, I'm going to ask myself, is it linear? Well, what do I do to 8 to get 2 in terms of adding or subtracting? What do I do to 8 to get 2? Subtract 6, right?
Yeah.
Well, do I subtract 6 from 2 to get 0? No. Do I subtract 6 from 0 to get 2? So is there any way this could be a linear function? No. Let's see if it's an exponential function. Do I multiply by the same number? What do I have to multiply 8 by to get 2? 1/4, right? Well, is 2 times 1/4 0? So therefore, am I multiplying by the same number every time to get the next y value? So it's going to be either a linear or an exponential? No. So we automatically know that it's a quadratic. Well, why is it a quadratic? Well, so look at this. Remember that when we did that with parabolas, we realized that the y values were repeating? So therefore, this would be my vertex. This is my vertex. And that means these are repeat because it's a parabola, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay? So if it's going to be a parabola, what do we know it is in terms of function? If it's a parabola, what type of function is it going to be? It's going to be a quadratic, exactly. Now, how do I figure out how to write this? Now, we know it's a quadratic. Okay, we know it's a quadratic. The problem is, well, how do we write this quadratic? And I told you guys we're only going to write it in this form. Y equals ax squared. Because our vertex is 0, 0, and our axis symmetry is x equals 0. Now, the problem is we don't know what a is. How do you think I find a? Am I giving you enough information in that table to find a? Yes, I am. Here's what you can't use. You cannot use 0, 0 to find a. But what you're going to use, you're going to use one value that's easy to use up there. Can you think of another ordered pair that I could use up there that's going to be easy to solve for a?
1, 2.
1, 2, exactly, I agree. So use 1, 2 to be my x and my y and solve for a. We're going to solve for a. Watch. So what's my y going to be, guys? 2 equals a times, what's my x? 1 what? 1 squared, right? What's 1 squared? 1. What's 1 times a? So do I already know what a is? A equals what, class?
1.
No, 1 squared is 1. 1 times a is a. So 1a or a equals what? It's 2, right?
2a.
I didn't have to do anything to either side because my a was 1. I don't need to divide by 1 if it's positive. So therefore, I just solve for a. Now do I have my equation of my quadratic?
Yeah.
What is it? Y equals a, which is what? 2x, and there's my quadratic equation. Okay?